on moving forward, always getting closer.
Hello friends and allies, and welcome to my Warzone 5 video, which I'm going to show you on a Royal Paladin. To get to the spawn you have two options. Either you do daily missions to get points, or you land in suspicious devices. But I'm going to show you the suspicious devices. So you go to clone Stonecutter and say hi, worth suspicious device. 10 if you have done Warzone 1, 2, 3 bosses, and 15 if you haven't. And then you say Stone Clone Cutter. And to get to the spawn you're supposed to run to the north, but first you need to run to the east, and this is to shut down a pump up here. Once you have entered the spawn, you can only hunt there for 8 hours, and then you need to land in suspicious device again. So let's take a look on our mighty warrior. It has this 135, medic level 36 with equipment and the following imbues. And in the video I'm not gonna use any praise, and this is the charm I'm using. And charm for this one is really good since they have decent amount of HP. Let's take a look on the monsters we are facing. We are facing Cave Devourer, Tunnel Tyrant and High Voltage Elemental. The monsters' damage are really spread out, so I will just focus on the physical protection. And as you can see, they are weak to fire, ice and earth. And for this one, I recommend that you use avalanches, since the Tunnel Turrets has the most HP. But the High Voltage Elemental are immune to ice damage, but that is okay because you are on Paladin, because you will deal melee and holy damage. And therefore you will obviously use freeze on Tunnel Turret and fire damage on the Cave Devourer if you will have the fire charm. In the Hunt Analyzer you can see that I'm almost hitting 4.8 kk XP an hour on 150%, and the profit is 450 k in 30 minutes. And the profit here range really a lot depending on the value and the amount of suspicious device you drop in here, so the profit can be really high. This is the path I take when hunting the spawn, and by hunting this way I feel like I get the most amount of monsters and you don't go into any necessary rooms. So if you're higher level you might need to go to other rooms, but for me this is fine. Let's jump into my favorite segment of the video, the rant. My possibility to complain and tell you what I think is good. So let's start with the good. What I really like is that it's unique monsters in here. You can't get them anywhere else, so if you're just here for charm hunting, it's great. Because let's say you were going Forgotten Tomb in Edron, and then you realize, oh, I didn't get any stalkers, then you need to go Ankramum anyways. But here, it's perfect to just finish the charms, because you can't finish them anywhere else. It takes 5 to 6 hours, and the profit is really good in here. So, let me complain a little. If you're supposed to land in the suspicious device and pay around 300 to 400k, you should plan to be here for 5 to 6 hours just to finish your charms. In my level you need that time, but if you're lower level you might need more than 6 hours, and then you need to pay 2 times the enter here, and maybe you don't have the time, so you need to split up the cost. And that means that it can be expensive to do the charms in here. But otherwise I kinda like the idea of paying for a spawn, which means that you will generally be left alone. But the issue is if you haven't put a letter before, 2 people enter at the same time and both of you have paid for it and no one wanna leave, so it can be a disagreement there. And the second I dislike about the spawn is that the HP XP ratio is really bad, so you won't get that good exp, but every spawn can't be about the exp, right? So it's a good profit and a little bit worse exp. For me personally, I think this spawn is decent, but neither the exp or profit were good enough to justify the payment to enter here. So once you're done with the charm, I will actually leave this spawn. If you're planning to do the Warzone bosses, I actually recommend that you enter here like 1 hour earlier than the other guys, and you just start hunting here to gain the charms, and press the blue pillars which are placed out everywhere to gain easy access to the boss earlier and help the other people, and then you will gain some bonus charms without actually losing so much, since you're gonna pay for the bosses anyways. So this is it for me, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and if you enjoyed my content, please consider slapping a like on the video and subscribe. And if you have any questions, my comments are here down below, so just ask anything, and I will see you guys in the next video. And from here on, you can watch the rest of the hunt.
But it's too late now. I remember you and me, and how careless we could be.
All day and all night, we'd stay up, it felt so right. We were so young, we were so dumb. We would get drunk and then hook up. We were okay, we were alright, staying awake till the sunrise. We were in love, couldn't stop us, like a good drug, never enough. We'd hook up in my car, drive it so far, play your guitar, you'd show me your art, let down our guards, think with our hearts, stare at the stars. We were never apart, drinking too young, way too much fun, out in the sun, or in when it's gone. Took you to prom, dance to our song, dance all night long till the lights come on. It's too late now, I remember everything, and how careless we could be, and how careless we could be, and how careless we could be. Nights, long fights, it felt right, we were alive. We would go out, we were so loud, we were so proud, we had no doubts. Weekends and weekdays, we'd spend our own way. We were careless, we were fearless, we were reckless, time was precious. We loved to waste time, whiskey and wine, drinking all night, asleep by your side. Finally alive, we would just drive, never arrive. Our journey was live, staying out late, testing our fate, running away. We live for today, young and so bold, never get old. Screw what we're told, we can't be controlled. It's too late now, I remember everything, and how careless we could be, and how careless we could be, and how careless we could be. how careless we could be.
It's too late now. I remember you and me, and how careless we could be.